You're in the club. I am Sushant Mehta, back with the best from the world of entertainment. This is where the magic happens. And first up, a special conversation with Abhishek Bachchan. Over to India Today's Pia Hingorani.
Thank you so much, AB, for talking to us, and welcome to India Today Television. It's such a pleasure always talking to you. Of course, we're seeing you after 2018, 2 years from Man Marziyan. There's so much, that is on your plate right now, especially with Breathe. But before that, I just wanted to start off by asking you, how has the lockdown, or rather unlock right now, been for you in terms of, at home, slowly getting back to work as well?
I can't complain. By the grace of God, the family is well, happy, and most importantly, safe. We have a few sensitive age groups back home, and thankfully, they've all been healthy, and that's all I can hope for. I think the silver lining is, for the first time, we all actually got to spend time with each other. Due to our work schedules, everybody doesn't really get to spend as much time as we would want with each other, and that's been the silver lining. But everybody's healthy, so I can't complain.
Well, absolutely. I have to tell you, we just recently saw the Breathe trailer. It was so intriguing. It's so, there's just so much to it. And at least from the trailer, it looks like it has tremendous amount of layers.
That's very kind of you. Thank you.
But tell us what really intrigued you about a series like this.
It was soon after I completed the shooting of Man Marziyan. And I'd just come back from Amritsar, and the next day I met Mayank and Vikram, the creators of the show. And they basically took me to the plot line and the arc of, if I'm not mistaken, there was an instant yes. You just knew that you had to be a part of telling the story. And it was very well written. And Bhavani Iyer, Vikram Tuli, and Arshad Saeed, the writers, along with Mayank Sharma, the director and writer and creator of the show, have just done such a splendid job that I was so happy to be a part of it, and I was very excited, and I was raring to go, and that's how it all started. So it was a pretty easy decision to make.
Right, but what's perhaps the differences, the challenges, or the easy part of film versus the digital medium, especially when it is so orthodox like this, and where you have dialogues where you're saying that playing mind games with a psychiatrist is what this entire season 2 is about.
Look, I think also after a particular point of time, you're just thankful that you're getting interesting work. I'm very happy that Vikram, Amazon Prime Video, and Mayank thought of me, and I hope I have fulfilled their vision of what they saw. It was obviously it was material that was intriguing to me. It was material that piqued my interest. I thought it was an immensely well-written thriller, and it is a psychological thriller. It's something that lends itself to the medium brilliantly, in my opinion.
Right.
This is the kind of content I feel people are enjoying on streaming platforms. So all the boxes were just ticked, and I think I've been lucky in that sense.
How do you look at this digital medium? Have you been binge watching? What are the kind of shows that you personally love to watch?
I don't get the opportunity to binge watch. When you're working, you only get a few hours offset, so you don't really have that kind of chunk of time to binge watch. But whatever shows I do watch, I watch a whole variety of them, and I think that's one of the beauties of the platform. I mean, at the click of a button, you can literally jump genres so fast. Whereas if you were in a theater, you'd have to change the theater. And this is at the convenience and safety of your home. So it's a wonderful medium, and I really like the fact that the kind of content is so original, and the content is really pushing the envelope, and it's so creative, and so it's wonderful to get to see a plethora of different shows. So I, try and watch as much as possible.
So amazing to see that you have a huge, body of work. All have been films from different genres. What is, to you personally, what really appeals to you the most?
I think it depends on my mood.
Yeah.
There was a point of time where I was very happy doing comedy back to back. There was a phase earlier in my career where I was very happy doing very dramatic roles, then action, then very character-driven roles. So I think it depends on your mood. And I think what's really nice is now with the advent of streaming platforms over the last couple of years, you can almost do that every project. You can change that every project, which is very exciting as a creative person.
Right. And what interesting films coming up? You have The Big Bull, you have Ludo, you have, my favorite, one film that I'm actually really looking forward to is Bob Biswas, because, the legacy of that character was beautifully portrayed in 2012. And now to take it ahead. But tell us more about it and walk us through your film.
I think it's too early to talk about it. We're still shooting Bob Biswas. We have 10 to 12 days of shooting left. We had to leave our shoot in Kolkata and come back due to the lockdown. So as soon as we're allowed to get back on set, we're itching to get back to it and finish the film. But Sujoy is a dear friend. And Sujoy and I have been trying to collaborate together for a good 18 years now. And I'm happy that I could. He thought me worthy of fitting into the role. It's Dia's first film, and she's so wonderful. She's so talented. She's written a great script with her father, and I'm very excited to see how the audience will react to it. But we're still shooting it, and as soon as we can get back on set and the government allows us to resume work, we have to complete the film. Yes, Big Bull just has, I think, a day or two of patchwork. Ludo, I've completed my shooting. I think Dada is finishing the post on that film. So what's really exciting is, you have Breathe, you have Big Bull, you have Bob Biswas, you have Ludo, and they're all so different from each other. And thankfully, the common factor is I'm doing all of them. So it's such an exciting time to be an actor where you're allowed and you can portray different characters, and it's very exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Well, we're coming back to Breeze, of course. What is the kind of preparation that goes into, a digital platform or a web series? Because it's a very different format. It's more nuanced. There's a lot more detail. So did you have any workshops? What are the kind of things you went into?
No, prep, everybody does. Every actor, no matter how big or small, no matter how big your part or small your part, you have to do prep. It's as simple as that. It's your homework. We did extensive prep for Breathe. Mayank and I spent months preparing for this because you have that much more material that you need to work out. Traditionally in films, we get between 2 to 3 hours to justify a character. Over here, you get 12 hours. Breathe is a 12-episode series. So the way I look at it is you're not preparing for one film, you're preparing for 4. And so there's that much more work to be done. So Mayank and I spent days, months preparing and, working out every, like you rightly said, you do get the liberty of being a lot more nuanced. So you have to work all that out. So there was a lot of work that went into it. And once we were done with that, then we started our readings with the rest of the cast. And then obviously when you're on set, again, there's a lot of discussion and give and take. So there was a lot of work that went into preparing for this.
Abhishek, I have to ask you this. Recently, of course, Bollywood has been, going through its fair share of ups and downs. We saw the demise of an actor, Sushant Singh Rajput. Of course, that has, thrown open a lot of questions and fingers are being pointed about the big Bollywood elite club being, very indifferent towards outsiders. What are your thoughts on this entire thing?
I think the people that need to be asked are the people who are the decision makers. And in films, there's only one decision maker, and that's the audience. The audience dictates to everyone and everything of how a film should be made, what the budget should be, what kind of star cast it should have. At the end of the day, we work for the audience and they decide who gets to work, who doesn't, and whether they want to patronize that film or not. And depending on how that film does, that decides whether that actor, director, producer are worthy of being given another chance. So the audience is the be-all and end-all as far as I'm concerned. And that's where it starts and that's where it ends.
This is the first time that, you see a prime minister going and meeting the soldiers, giving them good...
No, I think you're misinformed. I think leaders of state and of countries go meet their troops very often. It's a matter of huge inspiration, motivation for our armed forces when the leader of the nation comes and sits with you and talks to you. And it's a common practice. And I'm very proud to be part of a nation where our leader gives our armed forces that kind of respect. And I think it's a wonderful gesture and it was very much appreciated.
Well, absolutely. Well, of course. And lastly, before we go, 20 years in the film industry, What are you looking forward to in the next couple of decades?
A lot more work, hopefully, if the audience deems me fit and allows me. Obviously, a lot more work, a variety of work, and continued work. I hope that in the last 20 years, the audience is happy with the kind of films I've made for them, and I hope they continue to give me the opportunity to continue to entertain them. I love doing it. It's my life. It's given me everything. It's given my family everything. The audience means the world to me and my family, and we're just immensely thankful for all their love and respect, and let them know we'll never take it for granted, and we'll work even harder. And as long as they give us an opportunity to keep coming back, we'll be back.
Well, absolutely. Well, more power to you, AB, and thank you so much for talking to us. It was an
Thank you
absolute
so much.
pleasure. Thank
Wonderful
you.
to talk to you. Take care. Be safe.
Yeah, you too.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.